Vanderpump Rules, episode 14. We are doing a recap. I am getting stronger. My voice is getting a little bit more back to normal. It's not at full bore, but it's almost there. So we're going to try to get through this together as a family. You can tell this season is kind of just limping towards the finish line, but you can tell the cast is excited. Even though they have to be around each other in San Francisco. You can just tell they're all pumped because filming is almost done. And you have to think that this season, regardless of what anybody else thinks, it was really hard probably for all of them to film after, like, remember, they hadn't experienced anything like Sandoval, like a lot of us hadn't either. So going in 3 after this whole situation happened to shoot this whole season, I think a lot of them were unsure. I mean, you can see a lot of them don't even know how to act on camera anymore. Lala in particular. But you can tell that they're all excited to finish up the season. Now, this was supposed to be the season finale, and they made it into parts. And next week will be the season finale of the dramatic conclusion in San Francisco, where Scheana, with her band, the 27s, will triumphantly play Good as Gold once again. Sandoval will be taking the stage with the most extras. And who knows? Maybe Corey Feldman will come out and do a ditty. I don't know. We will find out together. Let's jump into this recap immediately, and we'll talk about other things as we go. Because I do have a lot of thoughts. I've watched this now a couple of times. I'm just thrilled. I'm thrilled it's almost over. How are you guys feeling? Do you have Vanderpump exhaustion? Once again, the Valley killed it. I'll be catching up on Valley episodes on this podcast, so don't worry about that. I just didn't count on getting as sick as I did, and I'm getting back to normal. I went into batches today, did a couple of interviews, went good, all things considered. So really thankful that I am on the road to recovery. And listen, I got to thank you guys for everybody that reached out about getting a neti pot with a saline solution. It really did help my sinuses. What a tough podcast. Hey, you guys want to talk about sinuses? You guys ever use a neti pot? It's really cool to watch water come out of the other side of your nostril. Very cool. Also, special thanks to Juliana Carosa, as always, for taking the notes. We are almost done, Juliana. Thank you so much. This is Vanderpump Rules, Season 11, Episode 14. The show is called For Old Tom's Sake. I don't like this title. I don't know. Old Tom. I love the Old Tom. It sounds like some goblin that lives under a bridge or Valley Village or whatever. I don't know. It's not my favorite title, For Old Tom's Sakes, for God's sakes. I don't know. The description that the cable company gives us is Lala celebrates her 33rd birthday with a sexy burlesque party. Was everybody turned on? Highly erotic. Ariana and Katie give Lisa an update on the status of something about her. Schwartz reconnects with Joe. Joe is back this episode. Beep boop bop beep boop boop boop. Pull my finger. After their friendship breakup, and Schwartz makes Katie an indecent proposal. It's exactly what I told you guys. The indecent proposal was literally like, hey, do you want to eat a bed full of candy with me? And I knew Katie was like going to be, no fucking way. I'll eat a bed full of candy by myself. Previously on Vanderpump Rules, we have scenes, a collection of scenes throughout the season. Sandoval with his leg knife from a couple of episodes ago going, I would consider keeping the house if I had a roommate. And Schwartz is like, I knew it, dude. Don't even ask. And I really did think with everything in me that there was no way that Schwartz would even consider that. I just thought, no. Schwartz, for all the shit that we give him, there's just no way. He's too grown up. He's on the right path. He's a plant man. He's got a collection of plants to take care of. There's no way he would consider moving in with Sandoval. Well, I was wrong. This man is grasping at anything to hold on to his youth. I guess like we all are. Scheana in a scene with Kyle Chan going, I can't wait for San Francisco. And Kyle's like, I'm excited too. I'm doing 2 songs, right? We're doing both. She's doing, Apples. I should have known better. And then we cut to Sandoval getting that tattoo from last week. He's like, it's going to be interesting in San Francisco, huh, Schwartz? And Schwartz is like, Ariana's coming, right? And then we cut to Ariana on the FaceTime with Daniel, her new boyfriend, going, you want to come to San Francisco with me? And he's like, is that what you want? Yes, please. Then we cut to Schwartz in a scene going, people are saying, Joe, but they're behind closed doors that we're secretly dating. And Kaylee Joseph says, are you embarrassed by me? And Schwartz is like, maybe we need to not hang out as much. And then Joe's like, or at all. And by the way, yes, Joe, don't hang out with Schwartz at all. But of course, Joe turns up in this episode and also turns up San Francisco for the finale. And I just got to say, man, stick by your guns. If you are not being treated the way you want to be treated, don't continue to show up to film. Like, that's the thing with any of these people, is that the power of filming will always seem to take, everything else will take a backseat to filming. You know, it's like the allure of this will almost make you abandon kind of your pride in a sense of like, okay, well, I stood up for myself, but I'm going to come back for 2 more episodes and the reunion and hopefully be asked back for season 12. Hopefully. And that's the thing too with Joe, is that you see her still, she talks a lot about this show on her social media. I don't follow her, but a lot of people will send me clips of her talking about it. And, you know, all of a sudden she's like from the mountaintop, very wise, and you got to be nice to be blah, 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 blah. And, you know, Katie's very nice and Lala's very nice. I swear to God, it feels really like she's campaigning to be on the next season. And I got to tell you, like, why not? And especially if they're taking this long break that they announced yesterday, that production's going to take a break and not pick up cameras over the summer and start in the fall. And a lot of you guys are like, it's never coming back. I can care. I've told you all along. First off, you said it would be canceled. No, they admit that it's coming back. And secondly, now people are like, okay, well, they're saying it's coming back, but it's definitely not. It's on pause like Dorinda. No, you guys, just trust me. It makes so much money. And they have the Valley doing as well as it is. They can force the Valley season 2 to go into filming like over the summer where Vanderpump Rules would, and everything's gravy. And it really does need to happen, this break, because this cast actually needs to go and live their lives. Tom Sandoval needs to find out what it's like to be a real person again, whatever that means. And then he can come back and he can talk about his travels. Yes, Schwartz and Sandoval both have new girlfriends. Let them be with these people for a while before you put them on television. Let's see what an actual relationship is, how long it lasts before shoving cameras in their face. I think it was essential to pick back up cameras 3 months after this, of course, but this is the season we got because of that. I think it's so wise to actually wait just a little, and it'll be great because it'll be like a whole new, I'm sure Schwartz will have a different hairstyle. Sandoval will probably have hair down to his butt. You know, like it will get all new. It'll be like that when you come back to school after summer break and everybody's got new clothes and looks differently, and Brock will have to have gotten a job or something, and we'll get to catch up with everybody, and it potentially will be exciting. That's kind of my argument of why I want everybody to chill, the cast have like to chill with their podcasts, because I want to be surprised again. I want to I want to miss some of these people. I want to head for a little bit. Like they'll always be there. They're stars, they're celebrities in a sense. So they'll always be there. But like, let's just miss them a little bit. I don't want to sound like, I don't want to sound grumpy with that, but I do believe that they're going to burn themselves out and they're going to burn us out. So I think it is the smartest thing in the world to actually. And we end the collection of scenes where we ended last week, where we were at the pool party at DJ James Kennedy and Allie's place in Burbank with the planes flying overhead. And Scheana's like, do you know that I have fucked up thoughts about Brock and Lala? You did that. And Sandoval's like, you've been the other woman in a fucking relationship, dude. Eddie Thiverian, dude. And Lala's like, oh, that's God. Do you hear how my voice is thrashed? And she was like, fuck you, Tom. Fuck you. And then it's like, you know, these are the best days of our lives. This one's for you tonight. A bouncy song plays. I just want to shout it, scream it, make the world believe it. No doubting, heal it. Something to believe in now. We start in West Hollywood at Something About Her. Yes, folks, it still exists. It's not like Bigfoot. It's not a myth. Donna and Katie are arriving in their shop. And inside, guess who it is? It's Anne, Tom's old assistant, Anne. And she's got that big old smile. You can tell she's not near a heart attack anymore, picking up Sandoval's dirty undies and laxative boxes. She looks easy, breezy, cover girl. She's on the POS system. She's like, beep, boop, pop, beep, boop, boop, boop. I'm ringing up fake sandwiches. And listen, there's a pile of garbage in the corner, so it looks like Ariana might live there. No, I'm joking. It's like the awning of Something About Her. So it's just all there on the floor. And all I think when I see that awning on the floor, I'm like, could I have that for my reality show museum if the city of West Hollywood is making you redo everything? But Katie, yeah, we got to figure out what to do with this. I should find out if the awning company wants to take it, or we're going to have to, have some kind of like removal. I was like, geez, I'm removal. Let me take it. Anyways, Ariana and I talking heads like, remember when we thought we would be opening something about her right about now? We get a flashback to Penny, the person that they've been working with, talking about that it was going to be on the 28th. That's what I was told, actually. Penny, I remember talking with her in DMs. I told you guys this, that I was invited to the opening like August 28th last year. And then all of this stuff happened. Ariana is, letting us know there were code violations. The city made them demolish their patio. And in a lot of ways, they went back to square one. Ariana also, the producer asked, when's it going to open? And she, listen, I'm going to impale myself the next time someone asks me that question. And I do want to point something out. We just bitch and moan about everything that these girls do. But at the same time, they've never lied to us yet. I do feel, though, like the amount that Lala went after Ariana, like next week's episode, it better fucking be revealed that Ariana is like a serial killer and Lala's been tracking her for the last couple of years. Like, it's got to be something good. It's got to be something like, Ariana, we found the bodies. There's got to be something, because everything that they've said come true. It's just not in this package that we want to hear. It's not all bright and smart. It's just the reality of their situation. But they've also not like, what I love is that they've surprised us with this. It came out on Watch What Happens Live officially that it is going to be May 22nd, the grand opening. So that rumor turned out to be correct. But I like that they kept that. They didn't like spill it earlier. They waited to say it instead of teasing it out, instead of going on 30 billion podcasts. They waited until last night to officially announce that something about her is actually going to open. Anyways, Lisa comes in. She's like, hello. Oh, and Anne is like, hey, oh, nice to meet you. Hi. And Ariana's like, Lisa, this is Anne. And Lisa's like, I think I've met you before, dear girl. And Ariana's like, yeah, Anne worked for Tom for a while. And Lisa's like, you stole her. And then Ken pops up. I can't believe you stole her from Tom. I can't believe that. Lisa's like, you stole her. Anyway, hello, you two. And Ariana's like, no, I didn't steal. Well, no, it's not on purpose. And Lisa's like, so you didn't steal her? And Ariana's like, no, technically not. And, Ariana's like, I feel like it's a good fit because this is a female-centric business. We just all work together. And Lisa's like, and it kind of gets back at Tom. So win-win, right? And all the girls laugh. Lisa, what happened to you being so protective of Tom? Of like, oh, we've got to have of his feelings. Now, I will say, funny enough, that this is the one thing, and I told you guys when this happened, the one thing that I didn't agree with, or in fact, that I almost felt bad for Tom this entire season, is when Anne actually interviewed with Ariana. Like, that's the one time I did feel bad for him, because I'm like, wow, listen, I know it's probably a shit job, but I do think it's shitty to then interview with, the same person, like, the other person living at that house, even though it's a better position. Sometimes you just got to like, say, sorry, I'm just going to get a job elsewhere. This probably isn't good in the long run. That's the only thing I felt bad for Tom, because I said, he knows so much about Tom Sandoval's life that it just feels a little, I don't know. But at the end of the day, fuck it, as long as everybody's happy. Anyways, Ariana goes, well, I was not trying to do this initially. And Lisa doesn't really care. And she's like, nice to meet you. And Anne's like, okay, great, goodbye. And Ariana goes, okay, what's happening? When are we opening? Lisa says. And Katie's like, okay, the contractor was coming by about today or tomorrow just to do the repairs that the health department, remember, like, by the way, was this all because somebody shit on the, remember that's where we were like 10 episodes ago? Somebody secretly shit on the front of something about her. And I highly still suspect Billy Lee. They talk about speaking with Penny, who is the other person involved. And Katie is like, listen. And Lisa's like, are you guys not speaking to her? And Ariana goes, there's a lot of missing pieces. And Katie's like, she proposed she would like to be paid a salary and then like a percentage that she would want. And so we sent that to our lawyer. And Lisa's like, well, I think she's so. And Ariana goes, and also as the two sole owners of this business, Lisa goes, oh, she's not going to be a partner. And Ariana's like, well, this isn't like the three of us, the three musketeers. She receives a salary. And then we offered on the back end 10% of profits from this location. That's a great deal. I mean, that is a great deal. It's fucking sandwiches. My God. I will say the one thing that I'm curious about, or I would ask if I spoke to any of these ladies, is why was this contract not in place when you guys started working together in the very beginning? And I just wonder if it's something as simple of it's so exciting when a new business gets started. It's just everybody's like, yeah, let's do it without actually dotting the I's and crossing the T's. And the recommendation was from Lisa, which is just so weird because it seems like Penny does. We find out on the after show, even though we kind of already knew this through rumors and Reddit threads, is that Penny's husband actually owns the license for something about her, like owns the name, all this stuff. The business is in their name. So I'm curious how that all has gotten worked out, but it just seems like a real slick something happened. And I'm curious to find out more information, which I'm sure we will at the reunion. But yeah, it doesn't seem. Also, it said one location. So they probably already have franchise opportunities. And you would think, listen, you could see one in Vegas easily. You could see one in New York. And this thing hasn't even opened yet, but I bet there is already franchise deals. And I wonder if that's part of the argument as well. It's like, no, I don't want 10% of just one location. I want 10% of everything. So I think we're going to hear way more about this. It's probably not going to be in next week's episode, but this seems like it'll be ongoing. I'm curious what the final deal that struck, what it was. But I would also be curious from Penny's side because it just seems, when you hear this, it just kind of seems shitty, especially if her husband has the right to something about her. That just seems weird if they own the name. Anyways, Lisa's like, well, I remember her saying she's okay with that. And Ariana's like, yeah, but now she is saying she is not. Katie and I Talking Head says, we originally brought Penny on to be our COO and head of back of house, but we were having a little trouble seeing eye to eye in what her role will be in our business. Lisa's like, so do you want to part ways with her? And Ariana goes, well, that's kind of what we're trying to figure out right now. And Lisa's like, well, I'm sorry about that because I know she really wants to be involved. Fuck, Lisa, I really want to be involved. Let me work there. I'll do it for like 2%. Lisa in a Talking Head goes, I've always had a good relationship with Penny and she can help the girls. For goodness sake, she's helped me. Flashback to 2018 and a testing for a taste testing for Tom Tom. She's like, I worry that if they part ways with Penny, their restaurant will just never open. I mean, it's going to open. It's sandwiches. The thing I worry about the most is that it's a small inside space. I can't wait to see how they're going to deal with the flow of traffic. That's the thing that confuses me. And especially when you see those tables in there, it's just how they're going to manage the constant flow of traffic, seating people inside. I want to see how all of that is going to work. But at least Lisa's like, well, I hope you get it sorted out, but that's all I can say. Like Lisa always will, it seems like, help these people, but also potentially throw in 3 roadblocks along the way. A bouncy song takes us over to Kyle Chan's. Scheana arrives, hugs Kevin and Landis. They're part of her band, the 27s. And we meet this guy, Pete, P-E-E-T, who's an internet personality. You know they're internet personalities if they only have one name. Back in the day, we had like Madonna and Prince, like real stars. And now the people with one names are internet personalities. It feels like we're going downhill sometimes. Kyle is explaining for his big whiskey opening tasting thing in San Francisco that Scheana is going to be the main performer. And Pete, the internet personality, is like, heck yeah. And Kyle's like, okay, you can kick off with Apple, I think. And she's like, okay, I love that you can kick off with Apple. Like, it's Apple and good as gold. I mean, Scheana's got a handful. You would kick off with Apple or you could kick off with good as gold. Everybody's excited. And then Sandoval arrives in and thinks the door is locked, but he buzzes in. You know, he probably only went for his leg knife. He's like, I'm going to get in here one way or another, dude. He comes in. He's like, what's up, guys? And Scheana's like, wow. Scheana stands there with her arms crossed. Remember, they got into that big fight about Eddie Cibrian last week. Kyle's like, this is Tom. And Sandoval's like, what's up, Scheana? What's up, dude? Scheana's like, hi, is Tom performing too, or is he just helping you with this? And Sandoval's like, I'm just helping. And Kyle's like, well, I was thinking since he's done 30 shows already, you're pretty good at knowing what we need at the event since we're not hiring manager just for that. And Sandoval's, I'll definitely help out for sure, dude. You can kind of tell me if you need something or whatever. We need to rent something or whatever locally, dude. And Kyle's like, free manager is good. I will say Kyle Chan, out of all of Sandoval's friends, barring Schwartz, seems to be the most stable out of them. She like the one that I'm like, he's not said anything completely batshit on this show. I don't listen to the podcast, but he's the one that I'm like, okay, if you got to pick one that doesn't make Tom look like a complete goof, Kyle Chan seems to, I mean, it's not a big contest, but it kind of seems to be a more decent version of one of Tom's friends. Like Billy Lee also had a moment. Like, I wonder if Billy Lee said, you know, I'm done filming, or if production was like, yo, we're good, man. We saw you smiling during that cold plunge scene, and we all got the willies, and we're gonna stick with Kyle for the rest of the season. Sandoval continues in a talking head, and he is very like he's teary. He's teary. He's in his little Zara woman suit, and he's been crying. You can tell in the talking head. He's like, Kyle very specifically has been there for me through this whole thing more than like anybody, dude. And so like, anything I can do to pay him back, I'm like, yes, please, because I owe him a lot, dude. And producer asked, does this make you emotional? And Sam's like, yeah, it does, man. Can you see that? Thank you. Could you get a little tighter on these tears? Yeah. Did that look sexy? Okay, cool. Yeah, it does, man. He's like, dude, literally, like, that guy fucking saved my life, dude. He hid the laxative pill for me, dude. No. We do know from an interview that Kyle Chan is the person that when Tom was really having very dark thoughts, came and got the guns that Sandoval owned. And that was a really scary revelation for so many reasons. First off, that Tom owns guns to begin with. Second off, Ariana was living in that house. Thirdly, that's why like the leg knife to me, it was like, it's funny, but it's also really scary. Like if Kyle had to come by and get your guns, why do you even have a fucking knife? Like, why are you even playing around like that? Even if you say you're okay, like maybe just let's not have anything that we can self-harm with. You know what I'm saying? Sandra was like, well, back in the scene, he's like, you guys want anything? I'm going to grab a soda. And she's like, I'll take a sparkling water. He continues in the talking head. He's one of the coolest motherfuckers on the planet. Sandoval brings Scheana her drink, and he's like, here you go, dude. Well, so we got the band. That's good. And Kyle's like, well, I'm super excited. I'm just a little worried because of what happened at the pool party with you guys. And Sandoval looks at Kyle, not Scheana, and goes, I apologize for bringing up that from years ago. I shouldn't have done it. I want things to be good with us, I guess. He's looking at Kyle. He's not looking at Scheana. It's like a little kid in like kindergarten that has to apologize to his playmate. And Scheana goes, well, like literally, that was the only reason. I wasn't even going to put the song out last week. I was like, Tom's definitely going through it. And now this podcast has come out, but I was like, the song was never about you. I did add that line in. Scheana, you don't have to explain yourself. You're a verbal artist. You do not. Shakespeare, no, come on. No, you don't have to do this. Sandoval goes, it's not the end of the world. It just frustrated me, dude. Just frustrated me. And Scheana goes, that's why I was apologizing the other day. And she starts getting emotional. And I meant that. Like, I never forget what a good friend you've been to me. You're the only person who's always had my back from day one. I don't forget that. That's what made it so hard, because I sighed and she didn't do anything wrong. And Sandra was like, but I don't understand. Like, why there has to be a line drawn in the sand like that? Relationships never end well, dude. When I show up to any event, like, I feel so alienated, dude. Like that kid Powder from that movie, dude. The kid that was like super white. You know what I'm saying? Powder? And Kyle goes, I'm not saying that you guys should forgive him, Scheana. It's totally your choice, but don't continue to like torture him that way. Okay, Kyle, I completely disagree with you. Like, this is barely fucking torture. And at some point, Lala had to apologize to Sandoval. Like, I'm sorry. I've watched so many of these reality shows over the decades, and he got a fucking light. He might have like gotten it hard from the public, but this cast, like by the fifth episode, seemed to be licking certain parts of his balls. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, if they had kept up the same energy as they did in the reunion, we might have a different conversation right now, but they didn't. They didn't. So Scheana's like, well, I mean, like, I would definitely like to just at least be able to move forward where we're not throwing each other's pass in each other's faces. Like, I don't hate you, Tom. And she's like, I don't want anything bad for you. And she's like, I miss you. And Santa was like, I miss you too, dude. Okay, problem solved. Woo! Like, I was like, are they gonna kiss? I miss you, dude. Can I kiss you, dude? I don't want anything bad for you. Like, I miss you. It's so simple. Like, I'm like, how does it get to this place where it's like so easily fixable? Like, if you fucking brought up like a cheating thing from when I was in my early 20s in front of my new husband, like 15 years later, I don't think I'd be making up with you that week. I think it'd be a while. I think, like, I don't care, paycheck or not. Like, fuck that. Like, really, go see a therapist. What are you doing, dude? Like, you still haven't actually properly even like apologized to Ariana. Like, it's wild. Like, it's like, what are we treating him? Like, he's going out fucking anything that moves. It's off camera. He's, for all intents and purposes, he's way better than he should be for the attitude that he is given on this season of the show. We zip over to Lala's apartment in Westwood, and she's talking to me and so excited for her birthday. She's talking to Katie. Katie's there, and she's like, listen, I hope this Sandoval doesn't think he's invited tonight. I guess I need to call him. Can you imagine that? Like, I better call him to let him know he's not invited. And little Lala's like, yeah, fuck it, dude, fuck him. Katie laughs and is like, well, can you put it on speaker? So Lala FaceTime Sandoval. He's like, what's up? And Lala's like, hey, Sandoval, how are you? Good. I'm here with Scheana, dude. He turns the camera to show her at Kyle Chan's, and Lala's like, oh, hi, Sheesh. You and Sheesh, I don't know. This is weird. You guys together right now. The last time I saw you guys together, you were ripping each other's heads off. This is weird. This is what happens when you guys only track each other's locations. You also need to track like status updates. So Scheana, Scheana can like put with the location update, like, oh my God, I'm here with Sandoval, Lala. Like this seems to be information that Lala should know. Sandoval's like, you ever see the pottery where they break it and they glue it together with like gold? That's what we're doing right now. Okay, Tom, man, you could just say you're hanging out with she. Yeah. But okay. Lala goes, okay, and I totally respect that, but can we leave my big 33rd out of the gluing of the pottery? And Sam was like, oh, I wasn't invited, dude. I wasn't gonna come. Happy birthday. And she's like, thank you. I feel that you deserved a FaceTime rather than a little text message. And Sam's like, it's all good, dude. I appreciate it, dude. I'll probably be home on the toilet. I don't know. And Lala's like, okay, well, I'll see you guys in San Francisco. And Sandoval smiles. All right, dude, have fun. Lala goes, all right, thanks, Tom. Bye. And Kyle's like, wait, just get disinvited before you even get invited to a party? And Sam's like, yeah. And Kyle's like, but that was nice of her to put it in a nice way. It really is baby steps. Honestly, that did not need to be a FaceTime, but we are shooting a show. And Sandoval goes, I'm used to it, dude. She's like, well, I'm having a party and I don't want you to come. And Sandoval's like, I'm so used to it. Oh, that's what happens when you cheat. The evening as is helping Lala walk down the sidewalk towards the Beverly Center in Hollywood. But actually, then I saw when Ariana and Logan were walking up, it looked like this was on Melrose. So I don't know exactly where this is at. I'm not sure what place this is. And I don't really go out that much anymore. But yeah, it looked cool. Lala's in a penguin dress. Her boobs are very much out. She's trying to protect her nipples. She says multiple times. Her friend Leo's inside. Her friend Heather McDonald, podcaster extraordinaire, is there. James and Allie arrive. Brock and Scheana arrive. And everybody, all the greatest hits. Lala goes, I was thinking about my birthday the other day, and I was like, Jesus died at 33, and I will not go out that way, motherfucker. At that point, you just want Jesus to like get resurrected right at that moment. And it's like, you talking shit about me, Lala? What up? JC here. Happy 33rd. Want you Since that dress up, I can see your nips that I created, brah. Yeah, you've been talking a lot of shit this season. What up? Oh, Jesus, I was just, hey, man, you don't think that was hard on Ariana? Why are you talking so much shit? I thought I taught my disciples to be good friends. You're like a Judas right now. Jesus, come on, man. No. Let me fucking finish right now, Lala. I'm the JC, man. I came down to say, you got to get it in check, girl. You really got to get it in check. I think you're a great mom, but you are fucking losing it. The show don't need this kind of help. Jesus, please, no, dude, no, for real, man. Anywho, I'm gonna hop on my bike. I'm gonna go check a 9:30 screening of Dune 2 out, but just chill the fuck out. How about that, right? Okay, JC, thank you. Lala goes, can you imagine that? It's so Lala going, oh my God, I'm gonna talk about Jesus being 33. That will be awesome. She says in a talking head that she feels that every year that comes, she gets more and more fucking badass. She says most people are terrified if they hit 30. Like, oh my God. But just like where I am now, I'm like, this is what it's like to feel like a woman who really does not give one fuck. It feels really good. This is like classic Lala because everything sounds so good in a talking head. If you didn't know anything about Lala and you saw that, you'd be like, fuck yeah. Oh my God, Gloria Steinem for the ages. What up, girl? But then you actually see a little bit more of Lala, and like Lala cries all the time. Lala like tears up every episode. Lala talks out of two sides of her face. I like her, like I said, but at the same time, this season has not been one of her best. She says she doesn't care, but you know she does. And that's why you kind of have empathy for her because she, you know, at some point she'll apologize for this season. It'll be years from now. It's just all the same song and dance, but it's such a fun song and dance. She makes it so entertaining. It's just really interesting when she makes these bold proclamations of how amazing she's doing, what an amazing person she is, and how she has no fear. And all I sometimes see here from her. And the only reason I say that is because I am filled with fear and I sometimes see those similarities. And they do like Heather McDonald. They're like Heather and Jen, Lala's friends. I do also wonder sometimes, I think, and this is like, I think Lala sometimes takes, this is a compliment. I think sometimes Lala really tries to emulate Heather in certain ways with her podcasting style. And I mean that as a compliment. And I do wonder sometimes what Heather gives Lala in these situations and with filming. And about that, because I bet Heather does give Lala advice. Ariana asks, what did you wish for your birthday this year? And Lala's like, well, if I could just rule the world, have a positive pregnancy test, and in this custody battle, I feel like it'll be a good fucking year. And Ariana's like, yeah, all right, because she's a supportive friend. Schwartz walks in and he's like, oh my God, happy birthday. I always wanted to come here. I like ladies' bodies. An announcer begins like, hey, are you ready for the show? Please put your hands together and your thighs apart for the one and only Toby Taylor. A lady with a very pale complexion and black hair comes out, beaded, sparkly dress, giant white feather fans, very beautiful woman. She starts dancing in front of the gang. Scheana's like, I'm starting to get turned on. And Leo says to James and Logan, she's still wearing more than Lala. Scheana goes, Brock's like, I don't know where to look. He hates strip clubs because he doesn't know where to look. Brock in a talking head is like, I was raised in the Mormon church till I was 14. So like, there's that small little Mormon boy that gets very uncomfortable when there's women dancing around me. Bullshit. Exactly like I was saying last week. We need a Muppet Babies with Brock. We need the early years of Brock because every episode this season, we get a little bit more of his legend, a little bit more of his lore. Like, I dated a pig farmer's daughter. I only played with mud. Mud was my only toy. I only ate seashells. Yeah. I didn't see a girl. I was 29. Yes. But raised in the Mormon church until he was 14, so he gets really uncomfortable when there's a woman dancing around. And I'm like, wait, you're always in your little budgie smuggler, you're free balling all the time. Don't tell me you are not comfortable around with. I've seen more of your body than I've seen my body. Are you kidding me? I don't know how much of any of this Brock act I believe sometimes. Anyways, Toby takes off her bra and she's wearing nipple tassels. I'm wearing them now as well, just because I wanted to do really good at this recap and try to give you everything. And very uncomfortable. One of my nipples is very close to falling off. Scheana to Brock is like, do you have your ring on? And Brock's like, I do. Look at me. Another burlesque dancer comes over and takes her long gloves off and wraps it around James's head. He's like, oh, top man. And then the same dancer in red now, down to her G-string and red heart pasties, steps in the freestanding soaking bathtub and takes a pitcher of water and pours it over herself, spread eagle, and ends her dance there. And then all of a sudden, Billie Lee pops out of nowhere and emulates her very orgasmic face when she saw Tom Sandoval come out of him. Could you? Oh, Schwartz goes, my God. And then Allie goes, I'm not trying that at home. And Lala's like, that was so badass. Lala goes to pose with the burlesque dancers. Schwartz to Scheana goes, are you going to come to Tom's show tomorrow? And Scheana's like, I'm here tonight. Then we have 2 nights in San Francisco, 4 nights in a row away from summer. For me, it's just like, it's a lot right now. And Schwartz is like, I know. And James is like, honestly, maybe I'll consider going. And remember, this is the show that he was supposed to open for Tom, but they went to this, sound stage. He's like, fuck you. I'm not opening for your shitty band. And Lala Ariana says, hey, I FaceTimed Sandoval today because I invited Schwartzy to come. And I wanted him to know, like, hey, please don't roll in with Schwartz. And Sheena's like, yeah. And Lala goes, so tell me why were you with him? He's like, I was at Kyle Chan's. We were going over the performance for Friday, and Sandoval, I guess, is making sure all of the equipment for the band is like gonna go. And Lala goes, did you talk to him at all? And she's like, he apologized. And Ariana makes a how nice face, like, huh. I love Ariana's faces. It's like a silent film actor. I just love that Tom has spent the season half-ass apologizing to his castmates. And they live in the same fucking house. Like, put a little note and throw it under the door with the crushed up chips. Just like you should be saying sorry every day. Even if you want to get the gang back together, you should be like, she'll never accept it, but you should be apologizing sincerely every day. But that just leads me to believe that he's not sincerely sorry. Anyway, Scheana goes, I just said, I miss you. And Ariana frowns. And Sheena's like, and he got tears in his eyes and said, like, I miss you too, dude. So if we could just move forward in a way that we're not going back to the past, I have nothing else. And Lala goes, well, it's more of like, if we can coexist in peace. Ariana rolls her eyes and looks down. She's sitting there and she looks very alone at that moment. And she says to herself, pathetic. In a talking head, Ariana says, what is going on? It honestly makes me feel like I am being like gaslit or something. What happened was not clear as fucking day. Lala, that's it exactly. This is it exactly. Remember, at this point, 4.5 months after it happened, potentially, and we are still getting these conversations, and not any of these people are literally like, okay, well, thanks for apologizing to me. What about Ariana? Finally, we get this amazing scene with Scheana at the end of this episode where she finally calls Tom out and says, dude, like, you guys, her mental health against her. She wanted to be with you. She wanted to stay with you. She froze her a reason because she wanted to make it work. Like, Scheana will sometimes come in clutch at those. I wish it had happened much earlier, because it is just mind-blowing to me that she still has these moments of, this is wild. He'll apologize to everybody before he tries to apologize to me. Lala goes, I do think there will be a day where you'll be able to rekindle some sort of friendship. Ariana continues in a talking head, it has nothing to do with me. It has to do with the fact that he repeatedly treats Scheana like shit and doesn't actually give a fuck about her. That ain't your friend, babe. Ariana in the scene goes, he's a loser, so annoying. And Scheana just stares at Ariana. We break away for Katie Maloney's Expert X commercial for the movie Fall Guy, starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. And Katie's like, it's not easy working with your ex. I would know. Actually, Katie was in 2 commercials. Like, half of the commercials in Vanderpump Rules now seemingly be the cast of Vanderpump Rules in those commercials for those products. And that shows you what a juggernaut Vanderpump Rules is. That actual products for actual products, actual ads are being cast with the people from Vanderpump Rules. We had Ariana's Bic display in there, Chili's espresso martini with Sheeta and Katie. It's really cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Thank you, Sandoval. We come back to the show over to Scheana's apartment, Marina Del Rey. And by the way, guys, say goodbye to this Marina Del Rey place because she's moved to the Valley now with Brock and Summer. So we will never see this tiny little front yard shot ever again. And I got to tell you, I'm very happy about that. Maybe Erica Jane can move out of her tiny pool house and over to this Marina Del Rey place. I'm just very excited to see Scheana's new place. And we'll wait until. So Scheana starts and she's like, I love San Francisco. And Brock's like, what's it like up there, temperature wise? I grew up in a bog. I grew up with the Mormons. And Scheana's like, it's going to be chilly. I'm going to bring a sweatsuit. I'm going to bring a jacket. I'm going to bring some undies. It's going to be cold. And I heard they do boat rides under the Golden Gate Bridge. And Brock's like, that's sick. I play with mud. And Scheana's like, yeah. Scheana says, everyone's coming together for a launch party. Want to plan some fun things. And Brock's like, Summer is all booked with your mom while we're gone. Is she okay there? And I was like, oh my God, if you guys get into a fight about Summer Moon's daycare one more time, I'm going to literally throw myself off the Golden Gate Bridge. Scheana continues in a talking head. It'll also be nice just to have some time with Brock. I feel like we haven't had a lot of that recently, even though all of my friends with adjoining rooms will be there, but we'll make something work. And Brock's like, think the group will be down for the Roaring 20s party or what? And she was like, yeah, so what's your vision for this? We can dress up like gangsters and all that. Fish off this summer with a bang in the great city of San Francisco, which I've never been to, by the way. And she was like, have you ever had rice-a-roni? And Brock's like, oh, what's a rice-a-roni? And she was like, it's the San Francisco treat. And then now I just want to play a game with Brock of like, have you ever had hamburger helper? Have you ever had tuna? What's a hamburger helper, Ryan? Anyways, a song being Love is a Risk. Oh, love is a risk. Oh. And we're with Ariana and her new boyfriend. We finally get to see this god of a man, this sculpted from stone, Daniel. And they're at Fia for dinner. They get a table and Daniel holds Ariana's chair out for her. And Ariana's like, oh my God, that's so nice. Thank you. It's so weird. You're across from me. I want to point out Daniel holds out Ariana's chair and he doesn't moonwalk or Michael Jackson move like Tom Sandoval would have done. So it's just the little things, you know? And Daniel's like, oh, I know, you know, I don't like sitting across from you. He always likes sitting next. He likes sitting next to her. He likes grabbing onto her, it seems like. So she's very giggly around him. And I got to say, I don't know Daniel. And I love that. And I also love that it seems like this guy is probably here for Ariana, but doesn't really want to be on camera. So he's kind of just doing this for her. That's what my read on this is. I could be completely wrong. The most fascinated I am by him, though, is his hair. Because I realize how long his hair is until we see it in the scene towards the end of this episode. And it's like down to the floor. It's like Cher's 70s hair. You know what I'm saying? But like in the bun, it looks like it's like, I know how he does the bun. It's so tight and clean. Like I have Cher and I still manage to make such a mess of it. And it seems like I know this is just stupid thing to be fascinated by, but it just seems like it's like a transformer or something. It's like, it's like, and then it just falls to the floor. It is, I've seen this episode 3 times and I keep going back and I'm like, I'll look at it from different angles of like, how is it all just in there? It's I want a whole episode about Daniel's hair. Anyways, Ariana the talking head goes, I've never been in a long distance relationship, so I'm just playing it by ear, just following where the wind takes me, I guess. The distance really forces you to take things super slow, get to know each other. You just can't be like fucking, you know? She laughs. Tom's like, yeah, dude, that's the whole problem, dude. I will say this season was interesting because we really didn't get the Dancing with the Stars stuff that I was hoping that we would see. We didn't get to see the Chicago stuff. There was a lot of stuff I felt like we missed about her actual personal life. And I think the Chicago stuff actually happened, obviously, after the season, left. It would have been nice to see some of those moments. Anyways, Ariana's like, you excited to go to San Francisco? And he's like, yeah, we're going to fly tomorrow. First time together. He asked who's going to be there. And she's like, everybody. During the day on Friday, she's like, I don't think my ex is going to be there for that. But then like the Thursday stuff, I think he's going to be there with everybody. And Daniel's like awkward. And Ariana says, Scheana seems pretty convinced he's going to come up and shake your hand at the airport or something. What's up, dude? Put her there, dude. Can I smell your fingers? Just joking, dude. I'm Ariana's roommate, Tom. You ever been to Burning Man, dude? I'm thinking about going this year. You look pretty lean, dude. How many pills are you benching a day, dude? I'm up to 500. It's crazy, dude. Anyways, put her there. No, too slow. Yeah. Anyways, uh, do you like karaoke, dude? Yeah. I do. Yeah. Do you ever sing any Journey? Yeah, dude. Uh, Anywho, dude, you have a hankering for karaoke, dude. Here's my number. Anyway, see you in San Fran. Uh, Daniel goes, well, I'm good on that. You know, like he doesn't need to come up and try to shake my hand. Ariana chuckled. But this is the other thing I will say. Daniel seems like a man, and that can be very intimidating to non-men like myself and Tom. I will say he doesn't seem like he cares. Like it seems like he cares about Ariana, but he seems very, I don't know. I mean, just in the little that you do see him, it seems like he's very confident. It doesn't seem like he's like, oh, fuck, man, what's going on here? This is crazy. Like, you know, like he doesn't have the nervous sweats. He doesn't have he just seems kind of secure. And I would imagine maybe that's one of the things that Ariana is attracted to. And he does not seem to be trying to grab for the spotlight or like giving Ariana monologues of like, well, here's the deal. This is how you have to deal with ex-boyfriends. I'm going to tell you what I've learned through my experience. Like he just seems to kind of be listening. Of course, what I'm saying, it's just one tiny scene, but you kind of pick up on these things. Like I said, after decades watching these sad shows. So Ariana chuckles and it's like, hey, just in case you see a worm with a mustache for the bathroom, and she laughs, just feels like I really got to go shit. Ariana's like, oh my God, I was looking forward to this so much. And they're like doing truffles on the pasta. And he's like, the truffles? And then he goes, oh, me. And she got her arms towards Daniel. And she's like, all of this. The thing is, I feel like long distance has been really good for us in a lot of ways because we've gotten to know each other, just talking to each other all the time. And Daniel goes, well, it's good and bad, right? I work so many jobs. I'm busy. I work 7 days a week. Sucks I don't see you. Because I think he manages like a bar. I know he's like a private gym, like he's a gym trainer as well. I'm not sure what else he does, but it seems like he keeps busy. Ariana in a talking head says, there's definitely been times when he's getting up in the morning for work and I'm going to bed from the night before, which is fun. It's like, good night. Good morning. Brianna says to Dan, but what about moving here? How fun would that be? And he's like, oh yeah, about that. And she goes, okay, when winter hits, it's March and you're like, this is miserable. And he goes, well, we'll just go to Europe or something instead. And I don't know. I'm curious if he will move into her new house. I don't know. But I do think, I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but I'm going to do it right now. Their lives. Also, I will say, like I said on yesterday's episode, if you didn't see it, Sophie texted me from like around her area where she lives, and she bumped into Ariana and Daniel on the street, and they were literally like, not like dry humping, but they were like hugging and like smooching, like on a busy street in New York. And it was very like, she was sending me, I was like, dude, just fucking say hi. Like, I'm like, this is hysterical. But it was really sweet. And I was like, this seems like they're like really into each other, you know? What's it been, like a year of them like, you know, hanging out? So you hope for the best. Anyways, we move on over to Sandoval's show. Here we go, baby. And then we see the marquee at the El Rey, which is actually really a great theater in Los Angeles. Golden Voice presents Tom Sandoval and the Most Extra, August 30th. The band is tuning up, and Sandoval is practicing his trumpet, wearing white lines painted under one eye, like a little kid draws the rays of the sun. We get a little trumpet. I wish he had brought out the dick flute, because I feel like that's what it's going to just get into, like a kind of Weird Al Carrot Top act as the years continue. And I will say, I'll be one of those people like, play the dick flute, dude. Do it instead of shouting out free bird. Like, just play the dick flute. Dick flute it, dude. Can I hear that dick flute one more time? He's like, you guys know what this is. This is my trusty dick flute. I had my old assistant Ann glue this shit together after Logan Cochran broke it, dude. Anyways, Schwartz is there and he goes to Sandoval's dressing room. He's like, special delivery. Terry, Sandoval's mom, is with him. And he's like, oh my God. Oh, Mrs. Sandoval. Remember Terry, Tom, like, she's got the big old hand of Mickey Rourke, dude. I'm not going to go in on Tom's mom. She looks like a really sweet lady. Tom's mom also, remember, loaned him $250,000 for Schwartz and Sandy's. I can only imagine she's there at the concert to just make sure she's going to get some of that money back. We should have just planted Tom Sandoval's mom at the front of the El Rey with a bucket of like, hey, donate for my retirement fund. Help me, please. She looks like a really sweet mom, and as all moms, she looks like she adores her son. She looks like, yeah, I can only imagine what his mom has gone through because of his actions this year. But some of the shots of his mom in the audience are wild, and it's very sweet. But it's I don't know. It's sweet and it's sad. We'll get to that. Anyways, Santa's like, hey, mom, come on in, guys. What's up? Schwartz is like, I've been out there. What's up, dude? Huh, what? Santa's like, what's up to you, dude? And Schwartz is like, well, want to sit over here, have a drink before we go back down? And they show that the fridge is full of Heineken Zero. Because remember, Tom parties responsibly. He is still sober in this scene. And I will say, I want to give another compliment to Tom Sandoval. When he was sober, they showed like a clip of like last year's Sandoval episode, and you could tell he was like hitting it pretty hard, and his skin looked horrible. Without drinking, whatever you think of Tom, his skin looks amazing. And I will say, you could tell in the talking head that he's drinking again because his skin looks way different. But not drinking really does wonders for your skin. I will give him that compliment. So Sam's like, hey, mom, want to sit down? Want to sit down? I'm about to ask you for some a little more financial support. What's up? All right. There's a knock on the door, and Schwartz is like, come in. DJ James Kennedy comes. He's like, what's up, Ari? Hey, guys night. And Schwartz is like, what? And Sam's like, how's it going, man? Thanks for coming. Congrats. I came to show some support, unexpected. I can stay for a few songs. So when you go on, you go on soon. Also, T, that young girl that Billy Lee set Tom up with, is in the backstage area as well, and sitting next to Schwartz. And Schwartz is like, oh, you go on in 5 minutes? Let's get the fuck out of here. I didn't know that. And Sam's like, see you guys out there. I'm about to do a prayer circle with my band. For coming, man. Terry hugs her son. It's like, give me back my fucking money. No, she just says, I love you. And Sam's like, I love you too, mom. Thanks for coming. And Terry's like, oh, my pleasure. I love it. And Sam's like, let's do it. And Terry's like, you ready? All right. We jump to Sandoval on stage talking to the audience. He is dressed like a cross between Mark Wahlberg, Bobby Brown, R. Kelly, the weird dude from Clockwork Orange. There is such a hot, there's just this black belt number. It seems like SNL. It's all just, it's a weird whole look to sing cover songs, but whatever. He's like, all right, dude, I'm bringing one back. I haven't performed this song in 6 years. But I will say, I'm one of the people that got it. I was like, oh shit, is it Tip? He sings Tip. And if you guys remember Tip, they shot this music video on the season 6 finale of Vanderpump Rules. He used to be in this band called Charles McMansion. Do you guys remember this? But Tip is Touch in Public, and he sings this with them. He's like, hey, let's touch in public. Is your ass good luck? Cause girl, I wanna rub it. Hey, let's touch in public with the way your body looks. I wanna be above it. Hey, did you get pins and batteries? I'm gonna take laxative pills and shit all over the El Rey. Hey, I borrowed money from my mom and she's trying to get it back from me. Hey, let's touch in public. The camera pans at this moment to the audience to show Terry intensely watching her son. And I will say this. I was like, where does this look familiar? Where does this adulation of looking at Tom Sandoval doing what he does best and just looking so enamored. And once again, it's Billy Lee. It's Billy Lee watching Tom Sandoval come out of the cold plunge. It's the same exact fucking face. I was like, holy shit. This is like Billy Lee, like just a couple decades older. It's the same enamored look of like, oh my God, he's singing Touch in public after 6 years. And I don't want to make too much fun of it because it is sweet. It's, you know, it's her son, but it is that same damn enamored look. And then you get off, you know, you're like, okay, that's wild. She's really happy. And then you see that the camera pans back and we see that it's Joseph. Joe Kaylee Joseph. Joseph, the one that killed her pet turtle when she was a young kid. She is there as a music lover. Like, I would have been great if Joe was like, holy shit, I come to the El Rey every night. I had no clue it was going to be Tom, but bee boo bobby boo boo, I'm here. Sandoval and a talking head's like, fifth room, dude. The energy is electric. People are throwing their hand up in the air instead of throwing things at me. People saw my name on that marquee and walked inside. It feels so good. Everybody's just having fun, letting loose, especially after this past year. Did you guys hear about Sandoval? Anyways, no, it's this kind of, you could tell it's like they're wrapping up the season. And this is the like, well, I guess we're going to get back to normal now. And I'm going to go back to rocking the suburbs. This is so much like Boogie Nights to me, of like, you got the touch, you've got the power, yeah. If you guys have never seen Boogie Nights, please watch Boogie Nights. Mark Wahlberg gives legitimately his best performance he's ever given in his life. It's a Paul Thomas Anderson film. It's just one of my favorite films of all fucking time. And Mark Wahlberg is a revelation, and it's so sad because he doesn't recognize that movie anymore because it's like too dirty for him, but it's some of his best work that he's ever done. And it reminds me so much of Tom Sandoval this season in particular. But anyways, we go back to the Joseph, and Joseph's like, oh, I love them. They're so good. She's talking about the band, and she's talking to Schwartz. I will say the band, professional band, I love the sax guy. It's a really, you know, the band knows what they're doing. So we get more of the, hey, let's touch in public. I'm going out of my mind. I need you. Hey, let's touch in public. And then Schwartz is like, oh, Joseph, do you want to get some air real quick as friends? And Joe's like, yeah. I want to talk about Charles McMansion really quick right now because some people might go, hey, why, if Tom was in a band called Charles McMansion, what happened to that band? Why didn't it continue? So Charles McMansion was, a group of two people, Tom Sandoval and this guy, Isaac Cappy. Isaac Cappy passed away on May 13th, 2019. He was very mentally troubled. He was very big into conspiracy theories. He even guested on Alex Jones' show InfoWars in August 2018, in which he accused multiple movie stars, and this is trigger warning, he accused multiple movie stars of pedophilia as part of the QAnon conspiracy theory. During the broadcast, Alex Jones asked Cappy to be more circumspect and avoid getting into the names, while Cappy briefly insisted Jones was gaslighting him by querying his claims. The Daily Beast mentioned that around this time, Cappy had become a hero of the QAnon movement in its news section. In the years following his death, a conspiracy theory arose that he did not die by suicide, but was rather the victim of foul play due to the unsubstantiated political views spread by American conspiracy theorists. In 2018, Cappy was investigated by police after reportedly threatening actress Paris Jackson and actor Seth Green. I do have one friend that used to be friendly with Mr. Cappy and would tell me some wild stories before his death about him. Jackson accused Cappy of choking her at a party they were both attending. The LAPD confirmed an investigation, but said it was not active as of August 2018. And this is all from Wikipedia, folks. In 2019, Cappy committed suicide by jumping off an overpass into oncoming traffic in Arizona. 2 bystanders on the bridge attempted to prevent Cappy from throwing himself from the bridge, but were unsuccessful. Around this time of his death, a lengthy note was posted on his Instagram account in which he claimed to be the reincarnation of Judas Iscariot, while opening up about his drug and alcohol abuse. He also apologized to Jesus Christ, Donald Trump, and QAnon. The post was captioned, "Beware the man that has nothing to lose, for he has nothing to protect." He seemed like a very troubled man. And I'm has Sandoval talked about him on his podcast at all? I would be very, very curious about more stories about Jason Cappy from Sandoval and what Cappy, talked to Sandoval about. Like, did he talk about conspiracy theories with Sandoval? I don't know. It's very interesting stuff, but it's one of those things you don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But I did want to bring it up because a lot of people have brought it up to me over the years of like, will you ever talk about Jason Cappy? Well, I talked about Jason Cappy. Unfortunately, he passed away. And this is the first time Tom has sang the song. So triumphantly. Anyways, we go outside with Joseph and Schwartz, and everything's back to normal. They're taking down the marquee, and Schwartz is just out there. Joe has this big old smiling huge face. Oh, yay. And Schwartz is like, how's your break been? And Joe's like, and then Schwartz goes, how many dudes did you bang? Can I smell your fingers? And Joe shakes her head. She's like, Tom. And she lightly pushes Schwartz, and he bumps into people behind him. And she's like, oh my God, we're so goofy again. And Schwartz is like, only kidding. I forgot that. Sorry if I've been a little awkward lately. Anyway, I don't know how to stand. Ever since that conversation on the couch, Joseph, I'm like, hello, Joe. I'm like, hello, Joe. And then Joe responds to Schwartz saying this by going, I am a robot. How are you? How are you? These guys, fuck Tom Sandoval and the Most Extras. Get Schwartz and Joseph on tour this summer. I'd go see a 2-man show of them just like fucking like making sounds. Just like, are you banging dudes, Joe? That's all they do, probably. They probably just will like sit on a couch and smoke weed and just make sounds for like hours in a day, and then take Butters out to like poop. I don't know. So we flash back to that scene about Joe admitting that she deep down has feelings for Schwartz. And then back in this scene, Schwartz is like, I'm glad you're coming to San Francisco. I'm like, is this fucking smart? Like, I just don't understand it. Like, wait, what? Why don't we give Joe some real fucking space? And Joe's like, yeah, I'm so excited. He's like, we're going to eat sourdough bread. We're going to ride trolleys. We're going to hang out. So it looks like they've grown as people, folks. Joe's like, yeah, let's do it. Schwartz in a talking head goes, since me and Joe decided to take a break, you didn't decide. She decided, doofus. It felt weird without her around. I knew it was the right move, but she's such a bright energy in anyone's life. Well, maybe not anyone's, but at least in my life she was. Schwartz tells Joe, I don't want to send mixed signals, so I'll make it perfectly clear, okay? And then Joe goes robot again, goes, we are just friends. We are just friends. We are just friends. Everyone needs to know that. That's obvious. And Schwartz goes, I know it. Other people have made it so I can't say things like, I'm really excited that you're coming to San Francisco. Oh, but as a friend. And then Joe's like, you're the most dramatic person ever. Schwartz cups his mouth and hollers, this is my friend Joseph, and we're going to get married in 8 years. And then Joe grabs his pants by the waist and starts yanking on them up and down. Okay, listen. I do like Schwartz. I do, but like, dude, what the fuck, man? You can't like do this whole bit about like, I miss you as a friend, and then go, but maybe we'll get married in 8 years. It is so textbook weird that I truly I do feel bad for Joe. Like she shouldn't be coming to San Francisco. You are leading her on in a way. You can't keep saying shit like that. It's wrong. It's weird, and it almost makes it seem like you are literally that insecure where you do want to keep her on the line. And that to me is super 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 weird. Don't keep her on the line like that. No. No, just be her friend or don't be her friend, but no more of we might get married in 8 years. Cuz you know what? You're not going to get married in 8 years. You're just not. You're not. And if you do get married in 8 years, I'll fucking eat a robot. Yeah, that I did it. I will actually find a robot, and that's in honor of robot voice. I will eat a robot. Joe in the talking head, sitting cross-legged, her cross-legged Joe stance. Schwartz just gives me whiplash, and it's frustrating. One thing, next thing, this thing, that thing. I'm in love with you. I'm your friend. Bleep, 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 bleep. Joe in this scene grabs Schwartz's arms. We're gonna get married in 8 years? And Schwartz is like, whoa, what? You said it, Schwartz. I said that? Joe finishes in a talking head. It's like you're on a hamster wheel. It is. It's got to be like completely frustrating. And also now that we found out that they were actually banging while they were filming all this shit. Joseph turns away from Schwartz and goes, oh my God, stop. Okay, next we have the showing of packing suitcases and heading to the airport for San Fran. For me, that like my favorite shit was the El Rey. I was like, this is great, man. I mean, touch in public, Tom's mom, DJ James Kennedy, Joe and Schwartz. I wish DJ James Kennedy would have come in and been like, oh my God, it's a who's who. No, literally, who the fuck are these people? I remember this show and I was like, there's no fucking way I'm going to this show. I don't care what. No. We're at the airport and we see Lala has luggage with her name Lala on it. That should be easy for any Vanderpump Rules fans who wants to take Lala's luggage. Schwartz carrying his suitcase out of his door on the way to the airport. He's like, all right, bye, plants. Goodbye, LA. I need a Pixar film of just Schwartz's plants. Like what happens when Schwartz leaves town. The plants are like, woo, let's party. All right, like a total Pixar Schwartz's Plants movie. A song plays, stay right there because I'm hitching a ride. I'll go through this town, I'll let it slide. At LAX, they're all grouped at the gate waiting. And Daniel is palling around with Brock. They're getting to know each other as they wait. Brock's like, have you ever put mud on your private parts on your little hole that you pee out of? I used to do it all the time as a kid. Lala in a talking head in a very tough manner is like, my first impressions of Dan. Let me put it this way. When you can tell me he's a great guy all the live long day, I think it's fucking weird that any dude would be like, she's the one, just left her man of 10 fucking years and they still live together. I'm sorry, something's off, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess we all can't be as cool as a very cool independent movie producer, right? That was still married when you met him and you let him hit it the first night and he gave you a Range Rover, a leased Range Rover. It all can't be that kind of fairy tale story, you know? God, Lala. I mean, these make for good talking heads. I get it, but it's like, I don't know at these point if you're just trying to be a villain. But I think you, of all people, know that the world works in strange and mysterious ways, and it takes all kinds, and things happen. And there are things like trauma bonding and all of this stuff. And let Dan, what you would say to somebody like Dan, if Dan said, well, what's the deal with Lala? You used to be married or almost married to some movie producer that was like fucking 10 chicks on the side. You'd be like, Dan, mind your fucking business. And I hope Dan gets the opportunity to tell you one day to mind your fucking business. It's Dan's life. He's not a member of this show. Like you will always say, Randall didn't really sign up for this. So Dan didn't sign up for this. He's there to be with Ariana. If he signs an actual contract for next season, then you can talk about him. But until then, mind your fucking business. You, of all people, shouldn't actually be talking about what's weird and acceptable and not acceptable in personal relationships of all things. It's fucking tacky when it comes from you. I'm sorry, but it is. Don't worry, you guys. She doesn't care about anything that we say, so we're fine. They all board the plane, find their seats, and Sandoval arrives last. Sandoval and the talking head's like, the last thing I want to do on this trip is make anyone feel uncomfortable. So I've decided to not fly the plane. It would be great if Sandoval did dress up as a pilot for the flight over. He's like, including Ariana and her boyfriend. I am intrigued. Don't mind meeting the guy, but I'm going to be very low key about it, dude. I love that he's like, you guys know me. I'm subtle as fuck, dude. I saw him walking by, and I so wanted him to do the Katie. Remember the trip where Schwartz got first class, and Katie was like, "Trade me, trade me." I wanted Sandoval to walk by and look at Dan and go, "Trade me, dude, trade me." Anyways, quick flight. They arrive in San Francisco. They take to the shuttle to their lodging, and Brock's like, "Let's get drunk on this trip." Sandoval finishes his talking head. It's like, easy like Sunday morning, dude. They're on the lobby of the hotel checking in, and Brock's like, "Okay, guys, real quick. I guess I'm the leader. Regroup down here in like an hour, huh?" And Scheana's like, "We're going to go to the pier. We're going to do some shopping. And then we'll come and get ready for Brock's 1920s themed." And Brock's like, "Zoot suit, guys. I'm living the American dream. The roaring 20s. Let's go. Rice-a-roni." They all find their respective rooms, and they're huge. Schwartz goes into his room and slams himself on the bed and hurts himself, rolling in and goes, "Oh, ow." Ariana and Daniel go to their room, and there's a seal stuffed animal on their bed. And, listen, I don't know. Juliana put a note in here going, everybody probably thinks the hotel left a gift for them, but there's a hidden tag on the seal that explains if you take the seal home, you will be charged $25 or whatever the price is. I had one on my bed in my hotel in San Diego, and I did not take it home. Oh, man. If Ariana and Dan are out that seal money, I feel we should raise money for that. She has something about her to open. Scheana's unpacking, and she's like, "Oh my God, this outfit cannot wrinkle." She's showing her outfit she's wearing for her show to Brock, a little gold number with chains and a bikini bottom. Brock puts it on himself. "Look at this on my budgie. Look at this on my private parts. Your little gold number with chains." And Scheana's like, "Please don't stretch it out, Brock. No worries." Katie is sitting on her bed on her phone. Ariana's fixing her hair. Just quick shots. Lala calls Katie. "What are you doing? Getting dressed?" And Lala's like, "I'm going to come get dressed in your room because I'm lonely." Schwartz is sitting in his bathtub talking to himself. "Rubber duck Igor, the one. You make bath time lots of. I miss Joseph and her robot weird noises and her touching my private parts as a friend." Schwartz says, "I'm going to drown myself in here in the best possible way." Ariana in her room says, "Wait, so what are you going to do?" And Daniel's like, "I might go work out, maybe. I don't know, get a massage." This guy is too on top. Like, go work out? Like, what? Like, I would just like look at my phone and stuff. This guy's all in I don't know, man. Ariana goes, "Well, it's going to be a fun day for me with my ex-boyfriend." And Daniel's like, "Well, I wish I could be there to see it." Like, he doesn't get, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't get jealous. Like, well, maybe you shouldn't go. He doesn't say anything like that. So Schwartz knocks on Sandoval's door and walks in. Sandoval's napping on his bed, and Schwartz is like, "Are you sleeping? My room is way better than yours." And Sandoval's like, "Dude, why are you wearing shorts in San Francisco right now?" And Schwartz is like, "Is that bad? It's cold, man." "Well, I'm from Minnesota. Once it's like 34, we're wearing shorts. We're rocking shorts all year." The temperature in San Francisco is 59 degrees, and Schwartz is like, "I said what's up to Dan, Ariana's guy. Did you meet Dan?" And Sandoval's like, "Not officially, no. I should probably give him the lowdown like Ariana did to T." Remember T, the young girl from the El Rey concert, and we flash back to that scene earlier where Ariana says, "Don't waste your time with a 41-year-old narcissist," is all I have to say. Anyways, Ariana in her room is leaving, going, "Okay, call me, text me." Schwartz goes, "Bye, room. I love you." And then Brock is like, "We're at Pier 39, baby. 39. They unload from their rides. Allie to Schwartz, holding his hand out, going, "This is so embarrassing." Schwartz says, "I thought out of a reflex she might grab my hand. I went like this. To see if she grabbed my hand." Katie just doesn't respond. And Katie's like, you never held my hand, Tom." Oh, that's fucking brutal. Schwartz laughs. He's like, "Oh, that's true. I never did hold your hand." And Brock's like, "Hey, guys, we're going to go on a boat. So I suggest have you ever heard of a boat? It's going to be my first boat because I grew up in a little wood mud hut." He's like, "So I suggest if you don't have warm clothing, maybe pick something up at one of these shops." And James is like, oh, San Fran hoodie. Yes, let's go. And I was like, can we get matching ones? Of course we can, Ali Bally. Where's Hippie? Did anybody ever, like, where the fuck is Hippie? Hippie just cut back to Hippie, just freaking out alone, like with Mr. Banks. Mr. Banks, like, afraid for the cat's just running around. Who's watching these dogs? Anyways, Brock's like, honestly, I didn't expect the chill factor. It's quite nice. And Scheana's like, I told you this. I checked the weather. I know. I obviously need to listen to my wife about the weather. And Scheana's like, clearly, Sandoval's like shopping. He's used to this in every town. He probably just gets a box of knickknacks. He puts on a multi-striped cardigan sweater, and he's like, all right, dude, good to go. They show us a fairly clear day at Alcatraz where they're dropping Tom Sandoval off at, and Schwartz is like, dude, do you think those guys actually escaped from Alcatraz? Honestly, from that vantage point, I know it's bone-chilling cold. I think I could do it. And Sam's like, yeah, dude, everybody thinks that. And Schwartz is like, I know. Imagine those conversations. Like, you remember back in the day, you'd have 1-900 numbers, and it would be like $6.99 a minute. And, there would be a lot of sexy. Well, I've told you guys this before. On my, how old was I? Like 8th birthday, I got in really bad trouble because I called a 900 number, and it wasn't a sex hotline. It was a Freddy Krueger hotline. I think I was so in trouble. And my dad, I think, I got more in trouble that it wasn't a sex line. It was like, Freddy Krueger is going to tell you horror stories. And the thing is, like, you saw this 1-900 number on TV on these commercials, and you would call it, and it would start in the middle of the story. So I'd be like, I didn't hear the beginning of the horror story. So you'd have to listen to it all over again to get the beginning of the story. And I remember it was like a $60 phone bill, but back then that was like huge. And my birthday money, I remember from my grandma, had to go to that 1-900 phone call. Anywho, my whole point being, I would love Schwartz and Sandoval to start a 1-900 number where they just rap. They just talk about shit like Alcatraz. It would just be like, everybody thinks that, dude. Shut up, dude. This is like the new Beavis and Butthead. I'm telling you. Schwartz goes, oh man, that looks so cold. Oh my God. I think I'd make it to about where that bird is and then die. They show a pelican flying low. And Schwartz is like, look at that shit. I needed like a little reset, a little break from Los Angeles. I wanted to fucking murder you for a long time, Sandoval. Now this is a scene between Schwartz and Sandoval. And Sandoval's like, I know, dude. I appreciate it. And Schwartz is like, it's nice to know I have a seething rage. It's nice to know I have a seething rage it's nice to know that I don't have a seething rage when I see you anymore. And they laugh. And Sam's like, seething rage? For a while there, yeah, fuck, man. Dark thoughts. Damn, dude. It was always about the business. In a talking head, Sandoval goes, even though things are a little rocky with the partnership of me, Schwartz, and Greg, I feel like we're working toward the plan of action to get me more involved again, to get me back in there. To get me back in there, dude. Schwartz is like, I'm glad we're working through it. In a talking head, Sandoval continues, I'm really hoping by next year, this time, Schwartz and Sandy's will be what we planned it to be. What did you fucking plan it to be? Like, it's open. Like, what is it missing? Like, what did you, like, it's going to be like the Sphere in Vegas. I'm picturing $2 billion worth of renovations. We're going to have fish play there, dude. No, Schwartz goes, anyways, dude, I've been thinking about what we chatted about moving in. And I know it's kind of started as like a joke, the whole thing being roommates, moving in together. And he's like, yeah, well, I think like I'm ready to commit. And Sam was like, really? And Sam was like, really? And Schwartz is like, yeah, I got you something to make it official. It's like being married. And he pulls out a souvenir keychain with plastic pink handcuffs on it. And he gets on his knee and Schwartz is like, the old ball and chain. And Sandoval's laughing very hard because he can't believe that Schwartz is going to save his ass and live with him. And Schwartz is like, man, I feel like I should. It just feels right. And Sam's like, oh my God, dude. Who says I can't commit as he's on his knee? I got to tell you, folks, I really gave Schwartz too much credit. I thought there was no fucking way. I do want to I hate to, burst everybody's bubble though. If you watch the after show, Schwartz at the very beginning is like, yeah, that's not happening. Actually, that's, who knows? But yeah, that was a bad, it was just like in the moment. So in the after show, he says that's not going to happen. And Sam was like, well, yeah, I mean, it's not, probably not, dude, but like it could, you never know. And then Jax is in the after show too. And he's like, save me a room in there. I might need it. No, you won't need it, Jax, because you kicked your wife and kid out. You stayed in the house. Anywho, The gang makes their way down the docks. Schwartz to Sandoval goes, I'm hyped. Get your energy up a little. Wine therapy, baby. Because the boat is named Wine Therapy. And Katie's like, wine therapy. Ariana puts her arm around Katie and goes, wine therapy. And Schwartz boards the boat. I'm Tom. Nice to meet you. Thanks for having us. This is awesome. And Lala's like, gotta get my sea legs. And little Lala's like, shut up, pussy. Most of them grab a glass of wine to cheers. James yells, San Francisco, baby. James is so hyperactive on this trip between him in the bathtub with like the suds on his head and him on the pole in this boat. He's like just it's like he's like a little Macaulay Culkin in this episode. He's like, give me those dollar bills as I flip around on these poles and show you my DJ James Kennedy vagina. Schwartz is like, Katie, if you jump off that bridge, by the time you hit the water, it's like getting hit by a car. And then DJ James Kennedy's like, Schwartz, is Joseph coming? Yeah, Joseph is coming tomorrow. Katie makes a face. She couldn't come today. And Schwartz is like, no, she has clients today. She's burning their she's bleaching their hair and totally ruining their lives. No, they show that the sea is rough that day, folks. It's windy and choppy. The waters are. They watch a maniac wind surf guy out there that totally wipes out. Sandoval says to Lala, he goes, Ariana and I took our first trip together, and we stopped here in San Francisco. We stopped at the Palace of Fine Arts. They show a picture of the two of them 10 years ago in 2014 looking like babies. And Lala goes, that's sad. And Sandoval's like, well, it was a happy time. What a weirdo, dude. Like, Ariana's literally sitting across from you. Like, just maybe don't give us the sob story. Like, you're the one that fucking cheated on her. Maybe you should have remembered the Palace of the Fine Arts trip before you, like, try to get a fucking sob story on a boat after something that you did. Fuck that. Get off the boat. Sorry. James and Allie are outside the boat taking a selfie together. And just as they are, the boat captain announces on the loudspeaker, there's some big swells coming in, so hang on. And it looks like they almost fall overboard. Inside the boat, Lala is hanging on where she's sitting. She's like, this is crazy. They're all having a little panic, and Schwartz standing. He's like, we got a rocket. It reminds me of the Cartagena Real Housewives of New York trip. I wish Ramona was on this boat, just shitting everywhere. Lala is standing and holding on. She's like, I feel like I'm on the Titanic. Ariana's inside hanging on. Oh my God, I don't like this at all. And the talking head, she's like, my one phobia, my one like fear is waves. Deep water, don't care, sharks, whatever, but waves. And Lala goes, I feel like Goldie Hawn and Overboard. I will say this. Lala's dropped a lot of boat movies already, but Overboard has a special place in my heart. Kurt Russell, Goldie Hawn. It's an amazing film. If you don't know it, get into it. It's one of those films I watched as a kid, and then every time it was on like TBS, you just always had to watch it. It's just a fantastic fucking movie. I love Overboard. So Lala, on this one, I'm giving a thumbs up to your comment. Ariana continues in a talking head. I cannot die in this tiny boat with my ex. We get a cut of Sandoval going, this is cool, dude. Ariana finishes in a talking head. I have plans. So Ariana says, that was the worst part. We're good now. That was scary. They're about to get under the Golden Gate. And the captain's like, you guys, you can go out and get pictures. And Brock's like, welcome to the Jungle Cruise. We have the eighth wonder of San Fran, Alcatraz. And Lala goes, are you wearing the captain hat, Brock? And Brock's like, I am. All right. And he blows the horn. And Lala's like, boys are so weird. How are they like, I want to drive the boat? It's like, what about that is like fun? They show Brock up in the cabin steering, and he's like, hey, look at me. I'm steering a boat. Look at me, mom and dad. Katie goes, it's like learn how to drive a woman before you learn how to drive a boat. Boom. Katie like I told you, Katie has the biggest dick of all these men. Katie's like, fuck, I fucking lay it down in the bedroom. These guys are driving boats. I am driving that clitoris, baby. Ironically, they show us James asking Allie if she wants to drive the boat. They're returning to their dock, and James is like, all right, one last show, ladies. And he starts doing the stripper pole again. It's weird. Anyways, Sandoval debarks and gets close to the SEALs lying on the docks for the picture. And the SEALs are like, fuck, get out of here. Oh my God, it's Sandoval. Get away. I don't want to be in this shot. Katie's like, no, leave him alone, Sandoval. And Ariana's like, wait, I hope he gets attacked. That would be sick. Brock is walking with Ariana. This is such a wild scene. Brock's like, how is that for you, Ariana? And Ariana's like, what? And Brock's like, being on the boat with Sandoval. And Ariana goes, oh, well, he's like scenery at this point. Like, I didn't realize he was there. And Brock's like, better than the last time when we've been hanging out. And we get a flashback to that beach day where Ariana's like, don't speak to me. Stop speaking to me. Don't speak to me. La, 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 la. Instead of like, since my friend found the house, people did the loan. And like that, I did all the work, dude. In this scene, Ariana goes, well, yeah, Brock, because he's hopefully learned to just like, don't fucking talk to me. And Brock's like, do you see that there in the foreseeable later on the future? Do you see that you're, able to talk? And Ariana's like, for whose benefit? His? No, I think on that question, it'd be for my wife's benefit. Scheana. And Ariana goes, the woman who I care about more than anything, who Tom screamed at less than a week ago? I love that Ariana having to point this out to her husband. And Brock's like, yeah, let's hear a point. And Ariana's like, yeah, sorry, no. I care more about her than to allow her to have people in her life that are going to scream at her like that. And Brock's like, well, yeah, I mean, yeah. And Ariana's like, you know what I'm saying? Well, forgiveness isn't accepting what he's done. Forgiveness is like giving yourself the ability to focus on the good things that you have going on around you. We've got Brock Gandhi with us, folks. Mother Brock Teresa. Ariana's listening and she goes, hey, absolutely. But in order to like move on happily with your life and focus on the good, you 100% do not have to forgive anyone who's traumatized you. And Brock's like, yeah. And Ariana's like, you can just be like, no, fuck off. Ariana in a talking head says, the notion that you have to forgive in order to move on in your life, that's outdated therapy. Gray rocking and going no contact is literally the only way to avoid the shit, the manipulation, all of it. It's me. I'm a gray rock. Now, a lot of you people might have wondered, what the fuck is she talking about? What is gray rock? What is she talking about with outdated therapy? I have been aware about the gray rock method for a while. I've actually used this method before. I am a believer in this. And basically what it is, just nuts and bolts. It's a strategy based on disengaging with manipulative and abusive people. These are some of its tenets. Be brief when you answer any questions with them. Say yes, no, I don't know. Be factual, concise, and impersonal. Nod or shrug. Keep busy during your interactions. Don't feed into their drama. Avoid responding with any emotion. Be as boring, uninteresting, and non-responsible as possible. Don't give them any details about your life. So it is also in another screenshot. It says, gray rock method might look like avoiding eye contact, giving short answers, focusing on other things when talking with someone who's using abuse tactics. The idea is that when a narcissist tries to provoke you, you disengage and remain as boring and neutral as a gray rock. So this is great. It's great. And it's one of those things, try it, see if it works for you. But, just come off uninteresting. You don't have to come off like a dick. You can just be like, yeah, no, okay, got it. Because they're trying to engage you and you got to protect yourself. I'm one of those people, if you betray me, I will cut off contact, period. Like there's no ifs, ands. It's one of those things, but I think this really works in some ways. In some ways it does not, but I do believe, I love that she said, the kind of bullshit that Brock is spewing, like it's outdated therapy in a lot of ways. It's not realistic. It's not something that is sustainable. And it also is based on a patriarchal society. I'm a dude, so it really doesn't matter what I say about this, but this is something very interesting coming from a female. And I think this actually particularly would work for a lot of females because a lot of males will try to get reactions from females. And I don't want to mansplain anything to you, but it seems like this might work. So who knows? I love that she talked about this. I wish they were able to talk about this more because I find it really intriguing. Ariana tells Brock, listen, there's power to me in hurt and anger and in female emotion, and being able to have that and not being put in this position of you have to take a high road or be stoic or be quote unquote strong at every moment in order to have power. I think there's power in all those emotions and I stand by that. Boom. Now here's some fucking things to hang your hat on. I mean, that just sounds awesome. But what did you women think? What did you guys think about this? Do you agree with her? That's the thing, is that we kept telling her, I felt like the audience and even women were trying to police her emotions. And I felt that's so weird and so unfair in a lot of ways. And I love that you would kind of put a coda on this season with this statement. And it really explained a lot to me where she was coming from. And I hope it made sense to you guys as well. But Brock, he looks befuddled. He's like, fuck it. Women they shouldn't have the right to speak. No, he goes, I mean, I can't speak for women, so I can't comment on that part. And Ariana's like, well, there's never seems to be any issue with male rage, but female rage, we love to have a problem with that. And Brock's like, what man rage? Give me an example of male rage. Brock. Well, Brock, have you ever heard of a show called Vanderpump Rules? Let me take you through the seasons. Like, what do you give me an example of male rage? How about give me an example where there isn't male rage? Ariana goes, well, I see men raise their voices all the time. We flash back to Sandoval, Schwartz, Brock, Jay, all having loud male rage, with Ariana, Katie, Scheana, and even Raquel all left sitting silent in horror. And Ariana goes, all the time. It's kind of not really a thought. The song plays, but Brock's like, what the fuck? Let's not talk to Ariana anymore. She really did a number on my head. Ugh. Scheana, you got to stay away from that one. Oh, my God. Anyways, the song plays, goes, watch me be a fool, lining it up, taking my shot. Now I'm in my groove. I can't believe it. About to see me prove. Well, I'm number one, getting it done. Watch me with my move. We're back on land in hotel rooms, and we're getting ready for the Roaring 20s party. Katie is laying out what she's wearing for the evening. Sandoval is getting his outfit ready for the night. This is like everybody's getting ready for the night. Sandoval, this is just old hat for him. Just another night with another costume. Schwartz is in his room, and he ordered room service oyster and champagne that he's enjoying before his big night. And he puts, I got to tell you guys, he puts the champagne on the oysters and then sucks that down. This is probably a normal thing. I've had champagne and oysters, but I never dumped the champagne into the oyster with the oyster shell and did that. Is that a whole thing? But anyways, I'll never have it because Schwartz like made an orgasm face, and it really upset me. Anyways, in Scheana's room, she gets a FaceTime call from Brock. And she's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm at the barber down the street getting a fresh cut. He's like, Ariana really freaked me out, so I'm going to shave off all my pubes. Scheana goes, it's never been this short. She's like, well, I want to actually be the gangster that supplies all the gangsters. They call me back in the day the pocket watch, you know? And Scheana laughs. It's cute. In Ariana and Daniel's room, there's a knock on the door. Lala's in her room like, hey. And Ariana's like, I have not started getting ready at all. And Lala is like, I had no idea. You look just like the 1920s. It sounds like she's insulting her, though. Meanwhile, Daniel has just gotten out of the shower, and this guy, abs for days, right, ladies? Right, guys? This guy, a little hunk of man. Woo! And this is where I saw his long hair down to the floor, and then he whips it back. He's like it's like an Asian Tarzan or something. And Lala can't. Lala's like, zoinks! And little Lala's like, let me at him. Let me at him. Woo! Man, I can't do that high range in my voice. Ugh. But this guy, a hunk of this guy, yeah. You know what's funny? Tom is in pretty good shape, but you're like, oh, this guy's in good shape. Like Tom's outside in good shape, but his inside, like I said, it's just like full of laxatives and Heineken Zeros. You feel like Daniel's probably like full of nutrients, his body, you know? Anyways, Lala's like, Daniel, damn. And Daniel's like, yeah, I'm going to bed. And Lala goes, look at your fly looking ass with your long hair. And Ariana's like, Dan got me a Celsius and he put it in an ice bucket while I was gone. He ironed all my clothes. And Lala grabs her Celsius and goes, and there's just enough left for me. And Ariana's like, for you. Well, look at Ariana being a sharing friend. Lala goes, what? He ironed the clothes? At this point, I do think Lala is full on fucking jealous of Ariana in so many ways. And I do think it is interesting. Ariana, and like a lot of us, like to be taken care of. And act of service seem to be something that is really nice for Ariana to have. And Daniel seems to do that for her. Like fucking ironed her clothes. Wow. Lala goes, wait, are you not coming? Ariana's like, no, he's going to dinner with Brad, my friend. And Lala goes, oh, Brad. Is there a reason you don't want to come, Dan, besides the obvious? And Daniel's like, no, just chilling. I haven't seen Brad. So, and Lala just stands there staring and judging. I'd like, if I was Ariana, I'd get the fuck out of the room right now. I know you're going to talk shit about me and I'm talking head. While in James and Allie's room, James is literally doing the Home Alone bubble bath. And he's like, I'm in the bath with my rubber duckies. All right. Yay. Ho, 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 ho. And Allie's like, oh my God, I'm literally crying. This is the most intense bubble bath I've ever seen. I would get a yeast infection in this thing. This is not pH approved. And James is like, really? What's a yeast infection? Huh? Allie's like, yeah, it's just a bubble bath, Allie Bally. And Allie's like, I wonder why Dan didn't come on the boat. Probably because he doesn't want to be stuck on a fucking boat with his girlfriend's ex. DJ James Kennedy always kind of seems to get it. Like, yeah, of course. Why would he want to be on the boat? He's there for Ariana. He's not going to be there to fucking do a scene with Tom. In Ariana's room, Lala goes, can I tell you something? It's so weird seeing you with someone who isn't Sandoval and like interact and like kiss him. And Ariana laughs and goes, and Lala's like, Dan, was it weird on the bus or anything? And Daniel's like, it was whatever. I'm just like unbothered. I'm just like a man, dude. I'm a real man. And Lala's like, yeah. And Daniel's like, I think it's like the best way to describe it. And Lala just stared. Lala just like he's a fucking alien. Lala's like, wait, where's your triple chin like my ex? What? Anyways, back to James. Allie's like, you don't think it's weird he came all the way to San Francisco and they're not spending any time together? And James is like, you don't know how he is. He might want to rip his fucking head off. He might not be able to even stand to be in the same room as him. You know how people are. Like, how is DJ James Kennedy understanding this more than Allie? James is holding a toy, and literally, James is holding toys in a bathtub. He's like, oh, matey, let's go under. DJ James Kennedy, top man, in a bathtub with toys. He submerges in the bubbles again. Back in Ariana's room, Lala goes, if Ariana's ex were to come up and be like, hey, dude, I'm Sandoval, what would you do? And Daniel's like, well, he hasn't done anything to me, but I know what he's done. And Lala goes, right, you got a good body. Good for you. Do you work out? What? Lala, what? Daniel's like, yeah, sometimes. Ariana laughs. And Lala goes, all right, you get dressed. Goodbye, my love. Like, is Lala going to go rub one out now? Ariana's like, okay, love you. See you soon. And Lala goes, have fun, Dan. Have fun, Dan. Oh, my God, long hair. Anyways, can you leave Ariana's new guy? His head down to, I can't believe that. Everyone is decked out in their 20s garb and they're going to the bar. They all look great. Really fun dress up. The only thing that I'm so thankful that this isn't a murder mystery party. I got scared for a second, but I was like, okay, they're just dressing up. Anyway, Schwartz to Sandoval's like, you look good. And Sandoval does some gangster moves. He's like, I guess. I've just tried on 30 billion outfits. Lala goes, James is a 12-year-old hawking papers by the Titanic. James really does. He's like, oh, right, Titanic right here. 5 cents for a paper. I'm a naughty paper boy. Spank me on the bum. James Lala actually nailed it. He really does look like a 12-year-old. It's very cute. Schwartz is like, step right up. And Brock's like, I got the news of the world. Brock looks like kind of like Juliana wrote, looks like Wimpy from the Popeye cartoon. He has like this little tight haircut. Sandoval looks like a mob boss. He has his cream ladies blazer slung over his shoulder and his cataract sunglasses on. DJ James Kennedy's like, Tom, I just noticed, are you and Ariana wearing the same shoes? And Sandoval's like, maybe, Doc Martens. And everyone looks at their shoes and Ariana doesn't even look up and goes, mine are Steve Madden. And DJ James Kennedy's like, guys must have bought them like back in the day. Coincidence? And Sandoval's like, great minds. Lala is laughing as she's like loving the teasing. And Ariana goes, oh my God, you can see the Bay Bridge. Let's go check that out. And Katie's like, oh, look at the bridge. And Ariana's like, you know what else is fun about this view? You could literally see in people's apartments. Is anybody doing it? Katie says. And then Schwartz walks up and goes, what are you guys doing over here? And Ariana's like, is your suit brown? Huh. Oh, yeah. He's wearing brown and white wingtips and touches shoe toes with Ariana's black and white wingtips. And Katie goes, good thing I didn't wear my wingtips. And Ariana's like, I know we would all have been in wingtips. I don't even care about the wingtips, you guys. Schwartz is like, this is a vibe for you guys. You guys look like a duo. And Ariana goes, we are a duo. And Katie's like, we're the new Tom Toms. I do kind of cute if you think about it. They were like supportive wives, girlfriends, and now they're their own fucking thing. Schwartz is like, look at us. We're all friends again. I'm not shamefaced. And Ariana goes, oh, are we? And Schwartz is like, yeah, it's nice to be around you guys, not be like, oh God, I'm scared. And Ariana's like, something about me, like really enjoys it. And Schwartz is like, I'm still subservient. Let me feel these Let me feel your shoes. Schwartz in a talking head goes, I gotta say, it's nice to not have to tiptoe around the gang anymore, especially Katie. Schwartz, I'll give you $1,000 if you stop saying the gang. I guess in the end of the day, we got the gang back together. Schwartz is like, hey, no, I was about to maybe hit on my ex-wife. No, just kidding. No, but no, I'm not kidding. Wait. And Ariana goes, I'll give you guys a moment, and walks away. Schwartz continues in a talking head. It's nice to walk into a room and make eye contact and get an immediate boner from my no, he just says make eye contact. He's like, maybe a smile, a knowing glance, a flip of the butt cheek. Schwartz is like, Katie. And Katie's like, what? You like me again. No, I don't. Yeah, you do. Like you? What? No, I think we're friends. Katie's like, yeah, we are. I knew it. Katie goes, yeah, well, don't take it for granted. I was just thinking, I had a crazy idea, Katie. We're in San Francisco. It's a beautiful night. I know we're divorced, but like, there's certain elements I miss. And I was thinking, like, maybe one last time tonight, me and you, one night stand. And Katie frowns through this whole thing. She's like, nah. And she covers her face. And George is like, let me finish. Let me finish, me lady. I'm not joking. Katie, listen. Go back to my room. Hear me out. Katie's like, what? No, hear me out, babe. We're going to order $150 minimum junk food. We'll scroll aimlessly on our phones and we're not going to talk at all. Just like we used to. That's like our thing. It's so cute and so sad at the same time. That was just a big fucking full bed of candy and not even fucking looking at talking at each other at all. Oh, it's the only way I can actually get an erection anymore. God, just the thought of it. It's so sad though. It's like, oh my God. And Katie's like, no. And Schwartz is like, you don't want that? And Katie's like, I don't want that. Katie in the talking head goes, I feel like Tom's going to wake up 5 or 6 years from now and realize that I was the one that got away. Now, I kind of agree with Katie, but I kind of don't. Like, I think Tom obviously will always love Katie, but I almost think that Tom loves the story of having a one that got away, if that makes sense. He doesn't want to be physical with Katie, but he does want that closeness of being able to scroll with somebody on the phone and eat junk food with. Like, that's what he misses. He doesn't want to do what it takes to actually make her satisfied, but it was something very safe for him. And I think he misses that, but I don't think he will regret it for the rest of his life. I don't think that. But it's also one of those stories that I think takes on legendary, it'll take on legendary stature in his mind, obviously. But I don't know. Only time will tell, but I don't think that's going to be the case. But Katie rightly also says to Tom, that's almost too intimate. And Schwartz is like, you're right. It'd be better if we fucked. Oh, no, less intimate. No, that's not true. Outright. No, I don't know. I think I've been getting a little sentimental. I'm like, man, how we've missed the best parts of us. And they flash back to Mexico when Schwartz covered the bed in rose petals and candy. And Katie comes in. It's like, what's all of this? And Schwartz is like, it's romance. And then Schwartz in this scene is like, but that's so sad. Like, that's the best parts of them. But I think Katie now has realized, as painful as it is that there's so many more better parts of her. And finding out what she wants and loves and is becoming a more solid version of herself, where Schwartz is a solid version of like 30 different people and can't really focus on one yet. And who knows? I have hope for everybody. But I think it's just wild. Anyway, Schwartz is like, damn, I wish our dogs Gordo and Butters were here. I feel like it would seal the deal. Like, what is that? Like, Gordo and Butters, help me eat candy with your mom and scroll. Like, come on, Gordo and like this poor Gordo and Butters are like literally just like running away. No, don't use us like this. No, please. And keep Joe away from us, please. And Katie's like, Tom. And Schwartz is like, think about it. I'm going to walk away. Think about it. God. And Schwartz is just going to wind up outside Katie's door, just scrolling, masturbating. Sandoval grabs Scheana and is like, hey, do you want to go check out the view over there? He's like, yeah, sure. Talk about some stuff for tomorrow too. Ariana watches them go over to the side and sounds like, oh, this is a cool spot over here. how's it going? How you doing? And she's like, I'm good. I had a good day. So for the show tomorrow night, we're gonna do a sound check. And she was like, I've never once done a sound check or rehearsed for a show. That's not, well, first off, it's not true. We remember that scene where we first met Ariana when you were rehearsing on Sunset at the Roxy. Remember? We saw your rehearsal. But anyways, I thought it was very like, can you imagine how many times Scheana has sang Good as Gold and she says she's never done a sound check? But also that's not, didn't you do a sound check, Scheana, at BravoCon for Good as Gold for the BravoCon Awards thing? Anyways, I just think it's very cute that she's never done a sound check and she's nervous. She's only like, 15 years into her career. And Sam was like, don't worry, dude. I have my sound. He's great. You should at least have a wireless mic. So that's cool. And it's a fucking good one. Because if there's one thing we know about Tom, he is overpaid for everything. He probably has literally the most expensive sound guy that there is that the biggest bands in the world hire. Like this guy does pay a top dollar. I do worry about Sandoval's finances. He pays every one of that 15 fucking band members in his band. But he's offering, once again, all of this shit to Scheana. Like, here, you can use my sound guy. You can use my wireless mic. Sam's like, I'm asking too if he can add effects to the voice. I love this. Sam's like, my voice, dude, it's like, it would not sound nearly as good if I didn't have my. Can you imagine that? The voice that you hear at Tom Sandoval, the most extras, is like put through like vocal processors and all the effects. Scheana goes, oh, dope. I'm excited. I can't wait. Sam was like, because I'm going to be there all day. I know that Dan, is it? I know he's here. And I'm sure it's a little awkward. I'm not going to be around. So, and Sheena's like, how do you feel about that? Sam's like, oh, finally, somebody asked me how I feel. He goes, I honestly, when I found out, I was like, well, that's really good. Because, I was always worried about her, mentally through this whole situation. Because she's a fucking whack job. And I feel like she's there. I feel like she has somebody with her and like that she would just be better and be able to handle it better if she had somebody. So, it's cool. Ariana is looking at her phone and Dan sends a text going, I got some leftovers for you. And she replies, I'm so stuffed and a little drunk, LOL. And she was like, I know she has a very strong no contact policy. And even though you guys are still in the same house, that's like a whole thing. But I also know that things that you have said about her and her mental health and maybe things that she didn't want public, is that something you could actually apologize for kind of weaponizing? Now, finally, hats off to Scheana, man, because I like that she's also, it's very like a politician. Like, would you be able to possibly consider, like, it's a very basic thing to ask, but like, I've liked that finally somebody in black and white is explaining you weaponize her mental health. You said shit that you shouldn't have said, personal shit that was revealed that she didn't want revealed. Could you see yourself apologizing for this? We get a flashback to 5 months earlier when Sandoval and Scheana had that final conversation. Sounds like, how do I end a relationship? And she was like, you be a fucking adult and have a conversation with her and you say, and Sam's like, I tried to, dude. She threatened to fucking kill herself. And Scheana's like, is that something you can apologize for, Tom? Scheana and I talking head goes, I'm trying to get Sandoval to understand that exposing private details about her mental health makes things so much worse. Flashback to 1 month earlier, Scheana says, I wish there could be a calm conversation where like, I know I fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. And Ariana goes, but he's never going to fucking say that. He hasn't even told me he fucked up about the main fucking thing. Scheana continues in a talking head, if he could just apologize, maybe there's some hope in this group of moving forward one day. And Scheana goes, I'm just asking, Tom, if you could say, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have said that to deflect from my actions and make an excuse for it. And Sandoval's deeply listening. He's like, oh, listen. I offered a wireless mic in my sound guy, but I might need to apologize? I don't know, dude. Doesn't seem like a fair trade to me. I'm not going to get bamboozled on this one. Scheana continues, when at the end of the day, Tom, she just wanted to make it work. She didn't freeze her eggs just for herself. She didn't go to couples therapy just for herself. She didn't buy a house just for herself. And Sam's like, I know. And Scheana interrupts. She did all of those things to build a life with you, and that's it. There's literally nothing you need to say back to that at all. Just think about what I said. That's all. I don't even want you to respond to me. I just want you to think about that tonight, okay? Scheana will always have 1 or 2 scenes a season where she kind of nails it, where she does like you, like, oh, she completely understands. And I even like that she even says, don't answer me now. Think about it tonight like a child. Like it's her kid. Like, don't think about it. Think about it. They show Ariana pacing alone, looking out at the night sky. And sounds like, okay. And she's like, that's all. Yeah, I'll do that, dude. It's a really sweet scene, actually. And it's a scene that I wish we had come to way earlier in the season, like the 3rd episode. And it also leads me to believe that, okay, on the season finale, now I figure this is what's going to happen is that Tom is going to go up and be like, Ariana, can I talk to you for a second? I just want to truly apologize. And Ariana's going to run away from him. That's what I mean, we already know she walks away, but I bet that's it. He's trying to like apologize to her based on what Scheana said. And she'll run off because she's like, no, I don't want it now. But we'll find out next week. Sandoval in a talking head goes, me explaining where I was emotionally and mentally has come across as blaming Ariana. I'm not. I screwed up. And no matter how our relationship went south in ways, she didn't deserve that. Fuck, folks. We did it. A year and a couple months after this whole shit started, we finally got a fucking real apology. Not to Ariana, but at least it seems like he almost understood for a second what he did. And that's it. Well, it is. Unfortunately, we know that he then goes on Nick Files' podcast and still seems so angry for so many ways. But like right here, this little moment, bookmark this. This is something, I don't know. Sandoval to Scheana goes, it feels good to be able to talk like this. She's like, yeah, it's been a long time. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Scheana. Yeah, that's all. Of course. Sandoval gets up to give Scheana a hug. I love you. She's like, I love you too. Can I kiss you? That's what I count. Like, can I kiss you? She's like, oh my God, it feels like you have a boner, Tom. What's going on? It's just so weird. Sandoval's like, thanks for being there for me. She's like, let's go back inside. This is weird. Sandoval's like, let's do it. And no previews for next week because we have the finale of Vanderpump Rules, folks. Thank you for joining on a supersized Vanderpump Rules recap. Thank you to Juliana Carosa. Thank you for you guys. Sorry for all the weirdness this week with my being sick. I guess there really wasn't that much of a disruption, but for me, oh God, I'm just being sick. It just is the fucking worst. I was really at my lowest and it was so weird coming off the birthday, which was like Thursday, and I have been out of commission pretty much until yesterday, for all intents and purposes, except for an hour here, an hour there. So it's nice to start getting your, like, I'm still on a lot of, but it's nice to have my head back a little bit. So I know I'm not at my best, but thank you. And remember, hey guys, I'm going to Washington, D.C. on Friday to be a guest at the Brav Bros show at the Union Stage. So come join us if you live in the D.C. area or even in the surrounding area. I'm going to be one of their guests. I'm really looking forward to that and being in D.C. for a day. And hopefully I can celebrate a little bit. Candace from Potomac and her husband are going to be there as well, and the Brav Bros. So come out and support if you can. Meet you guys. And I'm sure we'll be talking Vanderpump and some other things. So I think this, I'll just put this out as one big, gigantic episode. And then we'll have a Friday surprise. So come back on Friday and we will talk to you guys then. I love you. Bye. What's up, dude? Bye, dude. Rock and roll.